Hello, new faculty. Welcome to George Fox, and welcome to the library. My name is Kate Weimer, and I am one of the Research and Instruction Librarians here at the University Library, and it's my pleasure to take you on a brief tour of our resources and our services today. So as you come in our front door, this is our front desk. We have student staff that work here as well as full-time staff in the back. If you have materials that you've requested, if you need to check out something from our collections, or if you just have some general questions, this is a great place to get started. I'm going to come a little closer so you can see over here, these are our print course reserves. If there are physical materials that you'd like to place on hold for a class, we can do that so that they check out for a brief period and they don't leave the building, all the way up to a 3-day loan. We can put our materials that we own in our collection on hold, as well as your personal materials, if that's of interest. You can reach out to your department librarian if you have questions about that. Turning from there, we're going to head straight back past our living room area to the research help department. You might be familiar with like a reference desk, something like that. That's what we are here. I'm going to pause just here. So this is where the librarians are housed, 3 of our 4 actually. So our 4th librarian is also the university archivist, and he's housed down with the archives in the basement of our building. You'll notice we do not have a reference desk in this space. Instead, we have an open door policy. So if the door is open, we are available for reference help. Our bread and butter service for students is actually our consultation model. So we take drop-ins and walk-ins, but we are bookable online for appointments here in these offices or over Zoom for answering reference questions, research help questions. So that's everything from how do I get resources for this to how do I move from this assignment or this topic to a final project. We love those questions, and we're available for you as well. So do reach out to your librarian, whether that's over email, finding us on campus, or coming to see us here. Welcome to our stacks. This is the main stack that's on our upper floor, so if you ever see that as a location, this is what we're talking about. We're currently looking at the A's, so we do use the Library of Congress system. If you're familiar with that, we do have some posters around the library that can help you browse if you need. You're also welcome to stop at the front desk or talk to a librarian about locating materials in our collections. I like to tell folks that for every print book you see on the shelf, there are another 6 that are available in our online collections. George Fox University Library was an early adopter of online ebooks, and we do not buy single-use ebooks. So if you see an ebook in our collection, that means that it is always available to as many students or community users as would like to use it. And that's part of why that collection is so large, because it just means that those materials are so much more accessible to our communities. If at any point there are materials that you'd like to see either in our print or online collections, you can reach out to your department librarian, and any one of us would love to talk to you about what those options look like and how we can best resource your classes or your research. So while we were upstairs, I mentioned that in addition to our print collection, we have quite an extensive online collection. So I thought I'd take a moment and highlight the library website, which is where all of our online resources are located, and definitely where you want to start if you're going to open online resources through the library. For a number of reasons, our login information, the easiest way to get that to a platform and to make sure you're where our access is to start on this website. So this is library.georgefox.edu. You can also search for it in the George Fox website or Google GFU Library. We come right up, totally fine. This search that you see at the top of the page that we've labeled Library Search is our discovery tool. I'm a little bit of a stickler about calling it that. It's not a search engine or a database. Its job is to help you discover what is in our collection. So it's not always the most efficient choice when you're doing topic-based research, and I'll talk a little bit more about your better places for that. But if you know the title of something you're looking to see if we have, or if it's in one of our shared collections, George Fox University is part of the Orbis Cascade Alliance, which includes 38 libraries in Oregon, Washington, and Idaho. And we share those collections, and those show up in the results from Library Search. This is a great place to look for that. The default search is looking across our collection, those shared collections, our online materials, as well as several open source materials as well. So our databases, those singular places, do also dump into this search. There's an advanced search feature, which I do recommend if you're doing something a little bit more specific or broad than the title of a book or an author. There is also a find a journal search. So if you are looking for a particular periodical, you can do that here. If we scroll down a little bit, we've given you some quick links, things that are most commonly needed when folks are on this website. So I mentioned more efficient places to search. Our dedicated tools are here under databases A to Z. You can filter this in a couple of different ways. We've got sort of our most popular options, things that people tend to look for first over here. You can also filter by subject. So we have those broken out, and we'll make a recommendation within that, not just of everything that you could use, but of sort of best bets, places to get started. You can also search here by database type. So if, for example, you know you're looking for newspapers, here are all of our databases that will offer you newspapers. That's also a great something to talk to a librarian about. We can often make a specific recommendation, but that's where those live on the library website. If I go back, we take a look at those quick links. The other thing that's useful to know about, especially for your students, are these research guides. When that loads, you'll see the same system that we use to manage both, and we use the same subject breakdowns. So for each subject, we've got a set of dedicated guides. So we'll take a look maybe at business undergraduate here. Every bucket that you see should have a dedicated subject guide, and they look something like this. Some variation from librarian to librarian. But what these are designed to do are to help students, or even you as a researcher, if the librarian is not available and you've got a quick question, or if you just don't want to talk to a librarian and you want to see if you can get somewhere on your own. We've pulled together some great starting places or some basic information on topics. If I back up and I take a look here, and I apologize for going through this quite so quickly, you can also see that I've got some topic guides. So I've got a general guide here on marketing research, and then we will also do these for specific courses. So if you're doing an assignment that involves research that needs specific tools, definitely reach out to your liaison librarian. Here's the four of us over here on the side, and our contact information is always underneath those photos. So that's a great way to get in touch with us, and we would love to talk to you about what that could look like. Last couple things on the website to make sure that you are aware of. There is an Ask a Librarian button here where you can reach out to us. We're also located in the menu at the top under Research Help. So this is where the librarians live with all of our information and our contact points. If you're just curious about how long can I check out a book, what policies are in place for those physical materials, all of that information is here under Borrow and Renew. So here is the chart that shows our general loan periods. It's right there on that main page, but you can also take a look at our policies, and that gives you a little bit more detail about services that are available for materials through the library. So that's there for you. The last thing to point out, as new faculty, this information 4 page is sort of designed for when you don't necessarily know what you're looking for, but you know that you are faculty at George Fox University. We have made this page for you with sort of the most common things that we find people ask us for within those identity groups. There is a ton more information that I could give to you, but I am already probably over time on this video, so I'm going to stop and just remind you that if you have any questions whatsoever, we have tried to make it ridiculously easy to reach us, either in person, online, over the phone, via email, via our form. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us, either your librarians or one of our other staff, and we would love to help get you set up. Once again, welcome to George Fox, and welcome to the library. We look forward to connecting with you.